In a world that constantly asks us to have more possessions, more success, more validation, Kanso reminds us of something truly radical. Peace lies in less. The Japanese philosophy of Kanso teaches that simplicity isn't emptiness. It's clarity. It's the quiet that comes when you finally let go of what doesn't matter. Think of a Zen garden, just sand, stone, and space, yet it holds a beauty that words can't describe. That's Kanso, the art of finding elegance in what remains after the noise fades. In your life, Kanso invites you to strip away the clutter, not just in your room but in your mind, learning to live without the constant need to prove, impress, or accumulate. When you let go, you make space for what truly brings peace. Imagine how light you'd feel if you carried only what your soul needs. That's the promise of Kanso, a life where every breath feels freer, every moment feels fuller, simply because you chose less. Shibumi is not about being noticed, it's about being felt. It's the quiet grace that doesn't shout for attention but leaves a lasting impression. Think of a single brushstroke on a rice paper scroll, or a musician who pauses between notes that pause. That restraint is Shibumi. It's the beauty of understatement, the elegance of knowing you don't have to try too hard to be enough. In our modern world, we often chase loudness, louder opinions, louder images, louder lives. But Shibumi whispers to us, your worth doesn't need noise. It's in how you carry yourself with calm confidence, how your presence brings comfort instead of chaos. Shibumi reminds us that mastery is not about showing off, but about showing up with humility, purpose, and quiet strength. When you embody Shibumi, you don't need to seek the spotlight, because your inner light already shines quietly, beautifully, from within. Wabi-Sabi teaches us that imperfection is not something to hide, it's something to celebrate. In Japan, a cracked bowl is repaired with gold, turning its scars into art. That's Wabi-Sabi, the belief that beauty grows deeper with time, wear, and imperfection, just like us. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every wrinkle, they're not flaws. There are golden lines. Life isn't meant to be flawless, it's meant to be real. Wabi-Sabi reminds us that brokenness can become beauty when we stop resisting it. Maybe you've been through loss, failure, or moments that made you question your worth, but those experiences shaped your soul. They made you softer, wiser, more human. When you accept your cracks instead of covering them, you begin to heal. Wabi-Sabi is not about fixing yourself, it's about loving yourself as you are, perfectly imperfect. Imagine a life guided by simplicity, humility, and acceptance. That's the harmony born when Kanso, Shibumi, and Wabi-Sabi come together. These three philosophies form a triangle of peace. Kanso clears the clutter. Shibumi refines your essence, and Wabi-Sabi teaches you to love what's real. Together they create a life that flows quietly, effortlessly, beautifully. You don't need to change the world to live beautifully. You just need to change the way you see it. When you slow down, when you embrace what's simple, when you stop chasing perfection, life starts feeling lighter. You begin to notice the small things, the morning light through your window, the sound of rain, the warmth of a cup of tea. That's when life stops being a race and becomes art. The hardest part of these philosophies isn't understanding them, it's living them. Letting go feels like losing, but in truth, it's freedom. Kanso asks you to release what you don't need. Shibumi asks you to stop proving yourself. Wabi-Sabi asks you to love your scars. These aren't easy, but every time you let go of something, a grudge, a fear, an expectation, you make space for peace to enter. Transformation doesn't come from doing more. It comes from being less distracted. In stillness, you rediscover who you really are. When you no longer need to be perfect or praised, you can finally just be. And that's the quiet revolution these three Japanese aesthetics offer: a life lived not in pursuit of more, but in deep appreciation of enough. In the end, Kanso, Shibumi, and Wabi-Sabi are not about design or art, they're about you. About remembering that peace isn't found in having everything, but in needing less. About realizing that grace isn't in perfection, but in presence. About learning that every scar, every quiet moment, every breath you take is already enough. As you walk through life, carry these three lights with you. Let Kanso clear your path, Shibumi guide your steps, and Wabi-Sabi in your heart. When you live by their wisdom, even the simplest day becomes sacred. The world doesn't have to be perfect for you to find beauty. It only needs your stillness to see it. So breathe, slow down, and let life unfold in its quiet, imperfect, breathtaking way.